Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
And speaking of coming up next, we're throwing it back to 2006 with Crust Busting and Dr. Pat. This is one of her favorite interviews she did with American spiritual teacher Ram Dass, because it's all about essential wisdom on love, relationships, and mindfulness.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail. Well, welcome everyone. Yes, you're listening to Crust Busting Your Way to an Awesome Life with me, Pat Baccili. And I am here and honored to be here with someone that I have had in my mind and in my consciousness for a long, long time. And in my wildest dreams, far beyond anything that I could comprehend, would I ever have imagined to be sitting here looking at Ram Dass, someone that has touched the heart and the souls of many, many people. And the other day, I was listening to Stan Groff, have a conversation with Ram, and up on the stage, Stan said, let me introduce someone that needs no introduction. And I thought about that. For a minute. And what I thought about was, there are so many things that we could talk about that you've done. The work that you did at Harvard, the many, many books that you've put out. And then I went to a place, as you had invited me to do many years ago, a place of inner thought. And I came back and I said to myself, who is Ram Dass to me? And to so many people that talk with me about you. And what I came back with is how absolutely divinely blessed I feel that I get to stand on your shoulders on the so many ways that you have touched so many people, that you have allowed each and every one of us to know what it means to be in service of something greater than ourselves, that you've given us an invitation to explore the nature of now and what that means, and to know that we're never really done understanding the nature of now. And for me, it's the shapeshifter. It's the one that has said you can change and really examine the spiritual and social values of this planet and emerge as someone that creates a new path. And that's the path that you've created for so many people. And for this person here today, right here now with you, you have inspired me beyond any words that I could write or anything that I could say. I know that what I see when I think of you in the darkest times of my life, I see a pathway, and in that pathway, I see that you have really created a way for me to step in that pathway, to face my fears and move forward one step at a time, one moment at a time, and know in each and every step that I take, many, many people come with me, and we stand on your shoulders in doing that. And I know as I continue to move forward, and my listeners hear this and continue to move forward as well, that you have allowed each and every one of us the divine idea of self-exploration, and that self-exploration without judgment. And so when I thought about what would I say, how many things could we talk about, how many books could we talk about that you've written, I'm struck by the new paradigm that you ask us to face. And the question that you say, don't be a wise elder, be an incarnation of wisdom. Be here now in that. And I want to thank you so much for joining me in today's conversation. And I do feel truly blessed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, there is this question that I do ask each and every one of the people I speak with. And it goes like this. Here we are, and, on the verge of embarking on an amazing conversation and an enjoyable day and being in the here and now. And so the question is, what are some of the challenges that you've had to face to bring you to this very moment?
The challenge of the mind time binding. I travel in words out the past and the future. But
it must be God.
So my mind time binds, and that keeps me from being with the now. The next part of that, the melodramas of life, they're seductive. And the roles in those melodramas, the roles, I have many, many roles, as so do you, and so does everybody. And they're so comfortable. And staying out of the roles so that you're fresh from this moment. The consciousness to inhabit this moment, it can't be in a prison cell of concept. So now each concept in your mind, and then I think the way to do it is the moment, the delve into the moment for seeking spirit. And the moment gets you into the planes which are not in time. Mm-hmm. And then you realize that how the moment is not time. Mm-hmm. Minutes and hours are time, but the moment is.
It's a word that we've created, isn't it?
Yeah.
The word moment, for lack of any other visualization or conceptualization.
But by taking the moment and go directly into it is one of the best paths to God. Mm.
I love the way that you described it as being seductive. Mm-hmm. There's also a seduction, isn't there, of not being in the moment, of allowing ourselves to be distracted.
But that's in the moment.
Well, it is, isn't it? Got me. As we sit here now, I think about what you have gone through in terms of your stroke and how you have moved beyond that situation or that level of categorization. The categorization that each and every one of us gets to decide whether we are going to be that which other people say we are, or are we going to choose something else to be? So how did you come to choose something else?
And not be a stroke victim?
Exactly.
Well, stroke victim is in the moment. Mm-hmm. So I'm that plus a lot of other things. Mm-hmm. I'm not either or plus, and so I just focus on the other parts of it. Mm-hmm. This is the physical part of it, but this is all from the one, mm-hmm. and I'm part of the one. Mm-hmm.
When you step out into the world and you touch so many people and you do some of the things that you've done in service, And I heard you talk about this, and you mention it in the book, and let me mention the book on the air so folks know about this. The book is called Ram Dass, Still Here, Embracing Aging, Changing, and Dying. And I really had to chuckle at some of this in reading the book, because I love the part where you get the discounts for being a senior citizen.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Isn't it like, it's like a double-edged thing where somebody says, oh, you get a 15% discount at IHOP because you're like over 55 or something. And you think for a minute, oh, this is good. Now I get my chicken breast. Here I go. And then it hits you. And all of a sudden, we're in the moment of having elevated ourselves through time to this new status. And yet, at the same time, it really touches a sadness, doesn't it?
No.
Not for you. That's what your book says.
No. I think aging is one of the greatest games in town.
Yes. In a lot of cultures, it is the only game.
Sure. Because when you're aging, the experiences, amassed experiences you can call on, the wisdom that you can call on, the compassion from living everybody's lives so many times, and also the age stage is it's rife with change. You change in your body, change in your mind, change in your memory, for example, change in your friends, change in your roles. It's just change. And so I think you only are happy with aging when you're happy with change. Mm-hmm. And most people are not happy with change.
Scared to death of it, actually, I think. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, the word change.
Yes.
Yeah. The book that you've written is, again, for me, it's a way to take a look at walking into a different phase of life and embracing that phase of life. And I guess the invitation then is for each and every one of us, what are we willing to leave behind? What are the beliefs that that we must leave behind? Or fall, as we should say, victim to this connotation of, growing old and invisible.
This culture has a thing about youth.
A big thing.
A big thing.
Pick up a few magazines.
Yeah. And so you take even the magazine for AARP.
Oh, yes.
And they're all swimming and playing golf, and they're looking much like young people. But it's a magazine for old people.
Mm-hmm. I get that magazine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is. And what do you think is our greatest challenge in our society, in this society? Unlike, other societies. In the book you mention the Native American tradition, which I'm part of in a coming of age program, where as a facilitator, we form circle and our youth are behind us, of course. And there is the ritual of the talking stick. And, what does it take for us in this society in particular to really honor our elders?
Well, I think it'll happen only when the elders honor themselves. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what it'll take. When will America honor their aging? Boy, they'd have to take a lot of lessons from a lot of cultures other than our own. Mm-hmm. Because, like when I'm in India or or in the Native American tradition, or South America, they're honoring their elders. Mm-hmm. It's partly we put value on action instead of wisdom. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And action will be taken by the young people. Mm-hmm. This culture will have to mature.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an interesting conversation, and my 85-year-old uncle said, make sure you have the conversation. He coaches me. He cautions me about showing up as anything other than myself in the world.
Great.
And he does that as well. He doesn't understand why I'm not running for Congress. He thinks it's because I don't eat enough garlic. And at the same time, has asked me that question, what is it going to take as we walk down the streets of our cities? And, we look into the eyes of the wise, and we see them as the wise. And so with this book, you call for a new question, and it's the question that I mentioned early on, and I wanted to ask you about that. What does it mean to be the incarnation of wisdom? And so let's take a short break right now, and when we come back, I don't know how we'll summarize an entire book, but there are pieces in here I'd love to talk about and encourage each and every one of the listeners to find out more about this book and what this means and to really take a look at it. This is not a book. I want to say this in my experience. I've shared this with youth, a part of a program I belong to. This is not a book for just some people. This is a book that when you read it, you get a sense that you can create a new way of thinking about life and about wisdom. And so when we come back, more with Ram Dass, we'll talk more about, wisdom incarnate. We'll be right back.
Learn how to be you in today's world on New Soul Radio. Follow host Ruby Betty each month on Transformation Talk Radio as she introduces new rules for new souls in these new times. As a powerful spiritual thought leader, modern mystic, and clairsentient, Ruby Betty is propelled toward a single goal: to awaken human beings to their fullest potential. For more information on Ruby and her work, visit rubybetty.co.
Healing has a ripple effect. One person's healing affects everyone around them. This is where the power of sharing our stories can be so important. Tune in to Playing on the Edge Radio with Megan Edge each month on Transformation Talk Radio, as Megan provides you with ways of sustaining radical and powerful changes in your life. Enact the power of radical change. To find out more about Megan Edge, visit her website at meganedge.ca.
Awareness is universal. Establishing a living awareness through meditation brings peaceful, healthy, and creative well-being into your everyday life. The practice of living awareness, Spirit Fire's own meditation practice, is built on this belief and is designed for every level of practitioner. Each year, Spirit Fire hosts living awareness meditation retreats that allow you to explore the practice in depth at our retreat center in beautiful Western Massachusetts. Introduce yourself to meditation and the practice at the Foundation's retreat. Attend, in silence, a silent meditation retreat focused on mindfulness, presence, and nature, or be engaged with the meditation sittings themselves at the Deepening Retreat. Start adding to your awareness and attend a meditation retreat designed to cultivate consciousness in your everyday life. For details on attending a Living Awareness meditation retreat, visit upcoming events at www.spiritfire.com.
Your happiness is your choice on Natural Peace Radio Follow Sarah Van Ryswick as she addresses the power of emotions. Each month, Sarah covers different topics as she helps listeners activate their energetic spark and create powerful energy and amazing opportunities. Manifest your desires with Natural Peace Radio. For more information on Sarah and her work, visit naturalpeaceliving.com.
The Truth is Funny. Shift Happens with Colette Marie Steffen is excited to welcome Karen Benton as a monthly guest host. Tune in on the third Wednesday of each month at 8 a.m. Pacific Time to regain confidence and trust in your capacity to create change in your life, your health, your family, and your well-being. Karen Benton is a mother, nurse practitioner, certified body talk practitioner, Franklin Method instructor, and owner of Limitless Living LLC. For more information about Karen, visit KarenBenton.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to Crust Busting Your Way to an Awesome Life, and I am so blessed to be in the presence of Ram Dass right now. And we are exploring so many things. One of the things that I'm learning right quick is, to be here now by the master teacher of that. And we are honored to have with us today from the International Transpersonal Conference a group of people that have joined in on the conversation. Ron, let me ask you this question, because I've contemplated it as I've read the book. You called for, the incarnation of wisdom. I need help.
Well, this opens a conversation that in the conscious dying movement, we can either inhabit of being a wise person in the culture, or we can just have the wisdom inside of us. There's a rabbi and I who we have, Zalman Schachter. He says we should inhabit the role of wise people for the society. And I say, no, that role is not necessary. All we should do is be wise people. And it's being the wisdom that serves the culture. The wise man or wise woman, the crown, is another role, which we don't need.
And, it sounds like to me, when I read the book, and I really contemplated this, I asked myself the question, do I have what it takes to be that wisdom? How many of you, are wisdom incarnate? Raise your hand.
We all are. We all are, because the Quakers call it the still small voice within of God within, and we all have that, and that knows the universe, but not in the conventional knowing that way. It knows it from you, like snapping your fingers, knowing that way.
Emma Curtis Hopkins, in the readings of Emma Curtis Hopkins, says that when you covenant with spirit, you do nothing for your good.
What was that?
When you covenant with spirit.
Covenant with spirit.
You do nothing for your good, meaning it's already there. You're saying to all of us, it's already there. The wisdom is there. There's nothing for us to do in a society that loves doing things.
I know.
If it's not on my to-do list, then...
But we value knowledge. We don't value wisdom.
That's right. That's right. Thank you. Now, you've been to the mic before, haven't you? Okay. You may have to turn that switch on.
I have 2 questions relating to aging. I watched this beautiful movie about your life, Fierce Grace, the other night, and I was curious, as you watch yourself as a young man teaching Be Here Now out in the beautiful rolling grass, how do you see yourself looking back at that young man?
How do I see him?
How do you see that young man as you look at him now?
As a hustler.
Yahoo!
He was busy being knowledgeable. The wisdom hasn't yet set for him. See, he was a psychologist and who had been to India and took drugs, but he didn't yet integrate all of that. That's what this conference is the integration of transpersonal psychology and the Eastern wisdom. When that film was done, I was new to my role as Ram Dass. I was still Richard Alpert. That was my father's farm, and that farm I was Richard. And all these people coming to see Ram Dass and my family, they think it's all crazy. So I was conflicting roles. I thought he was pretentious. What else do you want to know?
It also comes out of the film, and my admiration for your honesty, and it's a sensitive question. You shared that when you had your stroke and you were on the cusp of this world and potentially the next, rather than having spiritual thoughts, you watched the pipes above you. And you shared that you were disappointed, that you didn't in that moment of approaching death have spiritual thoughts. Unlike Gandhi, whose first word upon being shot was rum. And I thought it was ironic, honest and striving, but ironic in that why wouldn't it have been just fine to be wherever you were in that moment? Why did you feel a need to have had spiritual thoughts?
The need for spiritual thoughts came later, looking back at the experience. In the experience, there's the experience is the pipes on the roof. That was the whole experience. Later on, I was said, wasn't it so close to death, and why I didn't see? That question in me is, I sit bedside to many, many people who die, and I being there and as a spiritual person, my thoughts are full of spiritual things as I try to talk to the person about spiritual things. And here I was dying, so they said. So I thought that so they said was the critical thing, because I didn't feel like I was dying. I didn't. And they were wrong. Yeah.
Yes.
They were, So I think the inner feeling, and the only later did I think I'm a poor student, all that stuff. That was kind of cute. That's kind of, cute.
But you say cute in the sense that you don't think it was necessary then for you to, or the next time, to necessarily have spiritual thoughts.
When a person is going through that transition, they will cling onto the living. Most people that are around people who are dying are constantly keeping them come back, come back, come back, come back. There are pictures of the family, things like that. For example, the Japanese Pure Land, when the person is dying, at the end of the bed, they put a picture of the Pure Land. So they will go where it's going, and they have a positiveness towards this, as that, and they have positive the past and the positive future. It should be right between the middle, and that's what's good about being bedside as a birth, because you can give them that environment of neither this nor that, or both this or that, or this culture does really a fierce job about dying. In India, where I spend a good deal of my time, dying people, you see a rickshaw with a dying person. He's wrapped up in gauze, but through those streets, we encapsulate it with a hearse and
yeah. To hide it.
To hide it.
Yeah.
We hide it so much.
Oh,
yeah.
Heaven forbid we open the thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're afraid, aren't we?
Yeah. I remember my mother died, and I wanted to see her, and my father said, we won't open the casket. It'll be too hard for us. Mm-hmm. It was too hard for him, but I wanted to see what she looked like.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome. Let's take a short break. When we come back, more from amazing listening audience. Thank you all, and Ram Dass. And we'll take a short break. When we come back, let's continue this progressive conversation with, we're all wise right now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm learning quickly. We'll be right back.
Have you ever said to a friend, I am trying to be less stressed. I am hoping to meet someone special. Or how about, I am working on getting a job I love. Hi, I'm Eve from Elite Tarot, host of the weekly show Mainstream Metaphysics Radio. Words like hoping, wanting, and trying may seem innocent. However, they carry with them emotional weight that actually blocks energy. Next time you start to say these words, say instead, I am becoming less stressed. I am looking forward to meeting someone special. I am pursuing a job I love. While your brain may resist, note how your body physically feels as possibility of success suddenly appears. As an intuitive coach and professional tarot card reader, I work with clients worldwide on using energy effectively to embrace joy. If you'd like to schedule a session, please visit my website at elitetarot.com. That's ELITETAROT.com.
Holistic Medical Center is where you find it all. A healthy space with doctors who care, see, and listen to the whole you. Hi, this is Dr. Darvish. If you have not found an answer to your chronic symptoms, you will find answers here at Holistic Medical Center.
Our doctors find the root cause of your symptoms and guide your body towards healing naturally. We transform lives from within. Visit drdarvish.com or call 425-451-0404.
Are you tired of being bloated and nauseous? Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. Did you know eating unhealthy foods eventually leads to an unhealthy digestive system? Did you know eating the most healthy, nutritious food doesn't necessarily result in a healthy body? The stomach must be healthy in order to properly digest, metabolize, and utilize even the best of nutrition. Without proper digestion from the stomach through the intestinal tract, the nutritious value is not absorbed, and the improperly digested food can be more toxic to your body than helpful. You can be doing all the right things and getting all the wrong results. In fact, other organs may also be interfering with your stomach's ability to digest. Contact us today for your appointment at 888-777-4232. That's 888-777-4232. Or visit us at maryjanemack.com.
Knowledge Book Radio with Marge Potasic has a special gift for everyone out there. To receive 3 chapters of the Knowledge Book as a special gift, send your email to mmjp99@gmail.com. That's M as in Mary, JP99@gmail.com now to receive this fabulous, fabulous gift of the Knowledge Book.
Let It Go Radio. The future awaits you. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio as host Barbara Scheidegger explores the way to clarity, peace, and how to live a successful life on your terms by turning negative experiences into positive ones. Barbara's curiosity about the human experience drives her both personally and professionally. As a life coach, author, and renowned clinical hypnotherapist, Barbara knows how to move forward in a natural, organic way without side effects. If you want to grow, be sure to tune in to Let It Go Radio. To learn more, visit letitgohypnosis.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to Crust-Busting Your Way to an Awesome Life with me, Pat Basili. We are in the presence of Ram Dass, and I was told last week, I was asked to come in to the top 1% of the federal government, the United States federal government, the top 1 executives, and they wanted me to come in and do a special seminar on because 70% of them will retire. 70, and the wise people will make a mass exodus. I'm not sure what that means for our government, but anyway, 70% will leave. So they wanted to know.
Is this the Republicans? I hope.
You know, I have a feeling that there aren't very many Democrats hanging out these days. Although that's a very interesting question. Basically, they wanted some help in dealing with their retirement. So here I put together this proposal, and I called it Crust-Free Retirement. We're going to have a whole nother twist now after this conversation, I believe. And, anything that I can't handle in that, I'm going to pass them off to you, Rob. Okay. Welcome. Why don't you take the, and there we go.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining in on the conversation.
Well, it's good to be here in the presence of all of you, but particularly Ram Dass. The last time I attempted to see you, I went in a long line out of San Diego at the Masonic Temple, and there just weren't enough seats in the house. That's been a long time ago, but there still are. So I'm glad there was a seat in the house tonight, and Pat got me in here early. I just wanted to be with you for a little bit. I was particularly taken when you were talking with Stanislav Grof last night about the changes in your life from being fiercely independent to being dependent, and the blessings that had of being the passenger and so forth. I don't know what it's going to take to get me to that stage. I'm slowly losing from the night breathing and teeth and hearing and little things.
Little things.
Cartilage in the knee.
Oh, they're little. They're little.
But it's not enough to push me over, and I'm reminded by those close around me that I should be paying more attention and particularly in this kind of tandem between service, like you've done so much of your life through Seva and so many other things, and the inner work that you continue to do, even in your older age now, the wisdom that's imparted from that. And although I've gone through several phases of attempts to improve myself internally, I think I'm set up now for going through a much deeper experience at this point in my life than I did when I was about 50. And I'm wondering how you have balanced that through your life, and you do now, between the service that you render and the work that you continue to do on yourself.
Well, see, it doesn't, the service is part of the work on myself. Because it's karma yoga. Like, for example, if I go to an airplane and I know that I'm in the wheelchair, so I deliver it up to the plane and all the things, they keep roughing up my psyche, not being able to go to the bathroom on the plane because it won't fit. The wheelchair isn't fit. It's okay. It's just another thing. It's another crust. It's when I talk about Dharma in front of people, I cuddle up to my guru. It's like living in a Dharma world. When I have other people to share that with, I get ecstatic. Mm-hmm. You know, I see somebody in the audience that their soul getting ready to go. Boy, oh wow! Mm-hmm. It's like being on a field in which flowers are blooming everywhere. You look.
Thank you. Let's take a short break. When we come back, more questions. We're wisdom incarnate now, right? Always have been. We'll be right back.
Tune in to Lucid Planet Radio with Dr. Kelly Neff. This hit show will illuminate your senses and empower you beyond your daily stressors and hardships. Renowned psychologist and author Dr. Kelly will captivate you with far-reaching topics and amazing guests as you wake to the greatest version of yourself. Learn to tap into your intuitions, think critically about our world, heal emotional and psychological wounds, and follow your passions to live your dreams. The Lucid Planet. Welcome home. Visit lucidplanetradio.com for more information.
Amber Teal, founder of The Healthy Edge, is bringing you the hit show Healthy Edge Radio, living with power, passion, and purpose. Amber provides the support and tools necessary for you to finally release the weight and emotions that are hidden beneath the weight. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information on how you can take the next step with Amber, visit getthehealthyedge.com.
Be you plus live your purpose equals joy. That's the motto of Unstuck Joy with Vicki Todd. Vicki believes you were born with gifts that are meant to make the world brighter. Each show will feature an art visioning journal prompt to help you create your way to soul clarity. If you're ready to get unstuck and create more joy, this show is for you.
Tune in the first and third Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information, visit VickiWorldArt.com.
Tune in to the hit show Raging Skillet Radio, Mouthing Off with Chef Rossi. Chef Rossi mouths off about different subjects in pursuit of breaking down walls and opening up your minds. She and Dr. Pat banter back and forth, taking from the headlines of the day on subjects that reach beyond what goes on in the world into your hearts. And go to theragingskillet.com to find out more and let Chef Rossi know what's on your mind.
Tune in to E3 Influence Radio. Own your impact. Master your world. In this new hit show, Sarah Luce, empowerment coach and spiritual mentor, teaches us how to achieve our greatest potential to positively affect everything and everyone. The time is now to enlighten our minds, empower our hearts, and take energized action to raise the consciousness of our planet. Sarah shows us how with simple, easy-to-implement steps. To find out more about Sarah Luce and her E3 Influence program, visit sarahluce.com.
Stay juicy. Tune in to Your Juicy Love with me, Una Drake, co-hosting monthly with Dr. Pat, and every second Monday at 12 p.m. on Transformation Talk Radio. My show, Your Juicy Love, helps you find the dynamic, life-affirming love you've always wanted. Transform your relationships and bring peace, joy, and juicy, juicy love to planet Earth. For more information, visit unadrake.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to Crossbusting Your Way to an Awesome Life. And as I said before, we are in the presence of Ram Dass and many, many other kindred-spirited people at the International Transpersonal Conference. And we're here with, we're all wisdom incarnate right now, aren't we? And we have a question from the audience. Please say your name. And
my name is Sarah Beenan. It's basically a thank you.
Yes. I'll tell him if I see him.
And it's also your father in your book. At one time you're talking about your father going up the stairs, and it's a big effort for him. And he finally gets to the top, and he says, "There we are."
Yeah.
And the last couple of years I've had some problems walking upstairs. I'm better now, but I had a lot of problems. And every time I would get to the top of the stairs, I would say, "There we are," and I would laugh. So thank you.
I've been getting into cars. There we are. There we are. There we are. My father is there at every moment.
Yes, and I can see it going throughout the rest of my life.
Yeah, yeah. There we are. There we are. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We have
well, thank my father for that.
Yeah, we're all thanking your father for that. We have a few minutes in our segment, so I'd invite you to have this wonderful conversation.
Hello, my name is Pratibha.
Yes.
And my question to you has to do with an experience I had this year. Mm-hmm. I was traveling with a book, and I got to Spain, and in the Canary Island in Tenerife, I got really ill. And I was so weak and so despondent and depressed and lost, really lost. I didn't know any reason I was doing anything of any significance anywhere at all. Mm-hmm. And Tenerife, I don't know if you've been there. Germany was closed and they moved it to Tenerife. And there's all these Germans walking around meaninglessly waiting to die. And I totally got into that space. And one of the things that became really clear to me that the process of moving into the next stage is about willingly giving up my identity of being a somebody. And it freaked me out. And I'd love for you to talk about it.
When you're guiding psychedelic sessions, there are two places where people freak: going out and coming back. Going out because I'm going to lose my identity. Coming back, oh my God, I'm gonna get into that. Oy, oof. But on that going out, I think I probably said it in my books. When I first took mushrooms, I went into a darkened room, into Tim's living room. It was dark, and I thought I was alone, and somebody was there in the dark, and I sort of could see somebody, and then it was me, and it was all my roles of professor, man, all of roles, and over there. And I said to myself, well, I guess this drug is going to take away my roles, because they're over there and I'm over here. And then I said, in a humorous way, but who's minding the store? And then I said, well, at least I have my body. And I looked down, and the couch on which I sat, all I could see was the full couch. There was no body on it. That was in my mind. So I said, now this drug is serious business, because now I'm going to give up my incarnation. And I freaked. I rolled in the snow. I was just freaking. And the only thing that saved me was that question, who's minding the store? That's going back to the awareness. And then you say, I am awareness. And then you can be aware of the role, or you can be aware of the absence of the role. You're still awareness.
Thank you. And maybe like yourself, maybe not. I have so much up here. I know a lot. And when I faced it, I mean, I know about non-duality and consciousness, and I've played and I've done drugs and I've been in the game for a long time. But when I was up against it, I forgot it.
Pipes in the ceiling.
Yeah. What about that?
We're both forgetful.
Oh.
Yeah, it is. It's those moments when the prison cell of our egos, we're away from the prison cell. We see how secure we felt in the prison cell. And this is the wide world. So, but then the next step, we are the wide world. There's no going.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You were talking about these people wanted retiring.
Yes, the top 1%.
I don't care about that, but
yeah.
Retiring. I'm
yeah,
interested.
retiring.
this is a kind of a mindy thing, but I see Homo sapiens as three consciousness plane beings. The first one is the ego and the physical and the second one is an astral plane, and that we would be as our soul, because the soul is astral. And then the number 3 is that small, still voice of God.
Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you. I didn't know you were going to have friends.
It's a party. It's a party, isn't it?
It is a party.
It is. Thank you all. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Ram, so very much.